Why, hello there. Jacob here. And today I have a brand new pickup to share with you. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So, yeah, like I say, got a quick little pickup to share with you here. And, well, if you saw my last pickup video, you probably know what this is or what this will be, but I'll just kind of fill you in anyway. So, yeah, if you watched my last unbagging video or pickup video, you know that I picked up a Matthew Tkachuk Florida Panthers jersey. Well, and if you also actually watched that video too, not to spoil it or anything like that, but that was actually the second attempt at, well, getting one of those. The first attempt ended up lost in Timbuktu land somewhere. I don't know if I'll ever get that or whatever the case might be. But, so I ended up getting this before that, just because I wasn't quite sure what was all happening there. And also, I have actually wanted one of these for a very, very, very long time. But, yeah, just for whatever reason, these were, well, I remember back in the Adidas era, these particular bad boys were some of the hardest, if not the hardest jerseys to find. And for a lot of people, they would consider this arguably one of their favorite, if not their favorite, road jerseys. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, and to keep this video humming along here, this particular team is out of the Atlantic Division in the NHL, and, well, they're currently in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do I have a Matthew Tkachuk red home Panthers jersey, but I also now have the road white Panthers jersey. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, I got this because, well, originally when the Tkachuk jersey was kind of in limbo and stuff like that, I was able to come across this. And then, well, seeing that this was actually one of my more favorite jerseys, I just decided to go ahead and pull the trigger. And now I have both the Matthew Tkachuk, thankfully, and this road white blank Florida Panthers jersey. Again, courtesy of a Fanatics. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and kind of get into some of the details here. But, yeah. So first and foremost, this is an Fanatics premium jersey, size 60, with the NHL shield, with the neck collar, and the red strings. And what's really kind of cool about the Florida Panthers' current set of jerseys is the home set says Panthers, but the road set says Florida on the front crest, with obviously the Panther, the red stripe with the gold versus the white base, and then on the shoulders it says Panthers versus saying Florida on the home jersey. It's kind of cool how they kind of did like mirroring sets. You see a lot of that with like basketball jerseys and stuff like that, but the home will say like Panthers, Florida versus the road saying Florida Panthers. So I always found that kind of interesting. So yeah. And of course, the Florida patch or the Florida flag with the Panther, and of course that patch on top with the stripe on the shoulder, new with tags. It is a blank. I believe you could get them customized too, but these were selling out pretty quickly and all that stuff, so just decided to go with a blank on this one. But again, maybe get a Barkov, maybe get, Tkachuk or something like that, but honestly, I might just leave it blank too. And, yeah, just kind of the striping underneath and stuff like that, but, yeah, no, I mean, that pretty much wraps this thing up. I mean, this thing is an absolutely beautiful jersey, and for the longest period of time, most everybody, like at least throughout the Adidas earlier days, these road white Florida Panthers jerseys were some of the most sought after Adidas just normal jerseys for a while. And then the prime green era came out, and then the Fanatics premiums and stuff like that made them a lot more readily available. And of course, with the Florida Panthers going to 3 straight Stanley Cups, that probably also had something to do with it. Obviously, supply, demand, blah, 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 blah. That's the reason why more teams have, more options than other teams, just because, well, there are a lot of teams, that are higher demand than others. Like Florida is probably one that's in high demand, Edmonton, versus, let's say, Minnesota or, Philly or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of throwing out some examples here. But with Florida being in, 3 straight Stanley Cup finals and Edmonton being in back-to-back, those jerseys are in high demand. So, but yeah, boom. One last time. And of course, at the time of recording this, the Edmonton Oilers are up 1-0 in the series on what was an absolutely beautiful overtime goal by Leon Draisaitl, thanks to a Tomas Nosek sending the puck over the glass at the worst possible time. And yeah, so hopefully we have another competitive game tonight, Friday, June 6th at the time I'm recording this. Game 2 is on at 7 o'clock Central Time, so hopefully we have just as competitive of a game today as we did on Wednesday. So until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.